What's up, everybody? I'm Dear Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back, and look, I had to make this video because you read the title. I did not expect this game to be this good. Hands down, I absolutely love Remnant 2. The gameplay, the builds, the worlds, the replayability, the loot, the exploration. It's just, they did such an amazing job. I'm actually upset I didn't play the first game because I don't know when it came out or what was going on in my life in the moment. I think I was like grinding some Monster Hunter stuff, but man, did I miss out on a treat. So if you look at the bottom right, the little hour symbol, I've played 43 hours of this game. What's up, everybody? I'm Dear Gamer. What's up, everybody? I'm Dear Gamer. What's up, everybody? I'm Dear Gamer. 43 hours. And I just have to say that it's been an amazing experience. I'm not even done with the game. I'm about to get to the last world. So this is gonna be my review of the game in progress up into the root earth, which is essentially the end of the game. I stopped to do like exploration, replay worlds, to find things, you know, optimize my builds, because that's what I do. Thanks for the support on the build videos. If you haven't watched them, go watch them now. But we're gonna talk about Remnant 2. We're gonna be I got my list here. We're gonna be talking about gameplay, the world, the monsters, builds, exploration, secrets, loot, and insane boss battles. So my family, buckle up. You're gonna be in for a treat. Without further ado, let's dive in. I want to start off with the gameplay. The gameplay in Remnant 2 is extremely smooth and fluid. So third-person action RPG. You got guns. You can roll quickly. Iframes work. They did so many good things well. The iframe in this game work. If you roll through attack, you won't get hit. There's no bugs there. There's two weapons you can use. You have your R2 like in most shooters. You shoot off. And you have your special as well. On the bottom has your health in the red. The gray is your stamina on the left hand side. The 6 is how many heals I got. Then they have two special abilities. You can see them down here with R1 and R2. So essentially I can swap between my two weapons on the go quickly. They each have special abilities on them, and it just feels so good. So this is the weapon I'm currently using. Just the way the monsters respond, the snappiness. I haven't experienced any kind of slowdown except like in crazy moments. I'm playing on the PS5, by the way, so I'm sure if you're playing on PC, you're gonna have like flawless experience. But for me, for the most part, I probably experienced like 7% of slowdowns, depending on the situation I'm in. But for the most part, the game looks fluid. There's no need to change anything. The graphics look amazing. This is Unreal 5. So essentially, and this enemy right here is an elite enemy. Unreal 5 destroyed. So the graphics look good. The lighting looks good. It's just absolutely amazing gameplay. I'll show you some of the builds as well. I got right now, I'll talk about it later, but there's tons of builds you can play in the game. I'm playing a gunslinger class, which allows me to do some crazy DPS if I'm playing solo. Also, this game is co-op as well. You can play with people or you can play by yourself, regardless, depending on whatever you feel like playing. So I will say I am a gameplay enthusiast. That's what I do. On my channel, I play action RPGs focused on like intense melee gameplay, and this is a shooting game, and I'm like having the time of my life playing this game. So in terms of gameplay, I would say top tier, well done. So this next we're going to talk about the worlds and the replayability. This is your hub area. In here you have, like in typical games, you can buy things, you upgrade your gear, upgrade your armor. There's a firing range over here where you can test your DPS. Check out your build, see what's working, see what's not working. And also you can go in here, you can upgrade your weapon, your mods. And I'm too excited to get to the builds, but I'll show you later. So the way this game works is procedurally generated in the sense that there's a couple of different options and how the worlds will load up. So when you start the game, you have there's two ways you can play the game. There's your campaign, there's your adventure. You're like, wait, what's happening here? So campaign is what you're actually playing on, and that's you can set your difficulty and you can't change that. But you have a chance to start at one of three worlds. You can start here, you can start here, and you can start here. And don't worry, not spoiler, but I think it's information that's needed. You can start in one of these three worlds. And in there, you can have different variation of the worlds. And what's cool is after you beat the world in your after you beat a world in beat a level in your specific world, you can re-roll it back in adventure mode. And what it is you can create a different variation. That way you can find different items or do a quick quest differently, because this game has a lot of depth to it. If I take out a monster or boss a different way, if I say yes, I'll support you versus no, I want to fight you, or someone's like, oh my god, this ring is supposed to give it to my wife, you do go find it, you find a ring, you give it to him, you get an item, or you can play that level again, get the ring and keep it, and now you have both the items because you have endless possibility of doing things even within the world. So even within the world, there's the areas that show up are different as well. You might be like,
whoa, DJ, that's too much for me to take in.
It might seem like that at first, but it's not, because it gives you so much to explore and to learn and to kind of go into different environments. So I'll just kind of give you a quick little preview of what some of the worlds look like so you can see the depth, because every single location in this game feels like a brand new game. It's interesting. Every single world is absolutely different. So this is another world I'm in right now. Let me get out here so you can see what the overworld looks like. So this is Nerud. This world looks completely different from the first world I showed you when I was showing the gameplay of the game. This is a whole nother different world with all kind of different enemies as well for you to take down and get used to. And as you explore, you find all kind of cool different things. Let me show you one more world, then we'll move on to the next topic. My favorite world in this game. So this area has to be one of my favorites because it reminds me of Bloodborne. And I was telling you, the enemies you're gonna fight are gonna be different, which takes me into the next point. Before I get to that, look at this taking the world. It looks amazing. I love this area. I love the mood, the feel of it as well. And the enemies are really cool. So the next thing I truly enjoy in this game is the monster variety. There's just so many monsters in the game. There's so many abilities, so many attacks, so many different. I'm surprised I ran into a monster game, but so many different monsters. Every single world has like 2 to 3, like 5 to 6 different monsters, enemies. There's regular enemies like this dude. There's elite weapon monsters as well. There's standard monsters. There's so much for you to take in terms of the different enemies you're going up against. And also too, they're pretty good. Right now I'm playing on veteran mode. There's 3 different levels you can play on, 4 different levels you can play. You can even play arcade and hardcore mode. And in hardcore mode, you lose your character if you die, but you get some crazy items in there as well. So this is some of the enemies. I love this area. The enemies are very interesting. Let me show you one more variation of enemies, then we'll move on to the next topic. This is a whole nother world as well. Look at these little guys. I had to show you these little guys. Don't be confused because they are strong. I mean, my build's kind of disgusting right now, but don't be confused because these dudes are strong and they look so adorable. Look at them. Come on. How can you fight that thing? The enemies, the world. Look at this world. It looks so crazy. And please believe the boss in this area is pretty intense. So be ready. Damn. Oh my goodness. See, look how much damage you're doing to me. But just to say, the variety of enemies in this game are out of control. So now while we're here, let's talk about builds. The builds. There are 10 archetypes in this game, classes. That's our first one's classes and the rest of the video. There's 10 classes, and the cool thing is you can have multiple classes at once. Right now I am rocking the gunslinger and the hunter. Gunslinger is about doing big DPS, big damage by himself. Hunter is about just precision snipe and big damage to weak spots, being able to swap your stuff out when you need to, and supporting your team. Each class has its own set of abilities as well. You have 3 abilities from specials, 4 passives, 1 main passive, and the main ability you get from this class. Or I could swap them and put the hunter over here, but I'll get the hunter's main ability. So you can swap them. There's medic, there's a handler, which gives you a dog. There's an invader, which is a melee build. That's the build I'm going to next. There's engineer that holds heavy armor. There's an alchemist. I think there's a summoner if you want to do the whole summon minions thing. There's just so many variety of things you can do when you're playing the game, and that's just with the character, with the classes. Then let's get to the builds. The builds, there's 4 pieces of armor you can equip. There's no stats or skills on the armor as of now, but when it comes to your relic, you can customize your healer, and this is where you can put your skills on. So right now I have range damage up, mod duration, my special down, my weak spot damage up. Also too, you can come over here. I have a bunch of abilities you find, and when you get duplicates, they level up, so you can go +3, +4, keep on going up. The more you find of the same one, you get stronger and stronger and stronger. So that's just with your relic. You can just deck your character out. Moving on to the weapon, there's lots of weapons in the game. This Nightfall is absolutely juicy. This weapon has its own special ability on it. On top of the special ability, you can equip a mutator, and the mutator allows you to do add different elements to your weapon based on what kind of build or playstyle you're going for. Don't worry, don't get confused. I got build videos to help you guys with this stuff. There's a melee weapon. Your melee weapon can have a special ability depending on the weapon, and it can also have a mutator, which you can level up as well from 1 to 10 and make them even stronger. Then you have your sidearm weapon that has special abilities too. That one can have a mutator as well to keep it do something different or add to the effect it currently already has on it as well. Last but not least, moving on to the right side, there's the amulet. This amulet gives you special attributes based on whatever they are. These are the ones I have so far. Moving along to your rings. The rings. There's so many you can equip that are so powerful, and which is gonna take me into my next point, which is skills are actually good. The loot is actually good. Whenever you find some, you know how most games you play, I won't say most games, some games you play where you're exploring, there's a bunch of stuff you can find. I would say 95% of stuff you never use. In this game, a lot of the things you find, you're like, damn, that's good. Dang, that's good. Like this one example, when I reload, I get my mod power back, meaning my special, I get that back faster. Every time I reload, I'm reloading often. This one, whenever I have a shield, whenever I'm rolling and I use 25 of my stamina, I get a shield that just keeps on going over on my health. This one increases my overall damage. This one increases my range damage, reduces damage of other abilities. This one stun effect. There's increase max stamina by 20% and decrease my increments weight by 5. Enable stamina regeneration during melee attacks at 20% normal speed. There's just so many good items in this game that it truly makes a lot of games trying to say we got endless builds, endless possibilities, but nah. You can't have endless builds, endless possibilities when everything sucks except one thing. So in this game, contrary to that, you can have so many different things you can do to make your build even juicier. So yes, the loot is actually good in this game. Since I'm here, the one thing I will just say, my next topic is exploring, and just slowing down. And this game truly gives you the essence of exploring the world. One thing I love they did. There's only, 4 worlds? Well, 5 worlds in this game, but they are packed with content, packed with things to find, packed with hidden bosses, hidden enemies. It makes it a joy and a pleasure to play. This game is so good because you could there's so many different things. Like one in this specific area I'm in right now, I'm showing you. One of these teleporters, there's a little teleporter behind it. You can fall into here to go get a special weapon and some armor that you can miss. There's so many things to explore in this game, and I feel like this is the most fun I've had in gaming in a long time, because I love exploring. I love just kind of going through every single nook and cranny and say, hey, what's behind here? What's behind here? And the map helps you out. The map helps you out and tells you areas you haven't been because it's red. See that over there? I haven't gone through the whole area. I could tell I was probably in trouble. I came in through here. I skirt, and got the heck out of there because I was getting killed. But all the areas that are red, that tells me that I have some more to explore. So it encourages you and it helps you out, because sometimes in games you're like, did I go over there? Is there more to that world? It tells you the whole thing. Yes, there's more there. Go look. Which you think that it will hurt the game exploration experience, but no, it helps it, because my goal is I want to go through and fill out all that red. I have a tiny bit of red here. I'll kind of show you guys an example. You see, I went in here and I went away. So now it's just gray. But it's the benefit of this game. It kind of tells you that there's secrets there, or there's could be something there. Also too, there's plenty, I can't show it all right now, but there's plenty of areas in this game where the only way you can reach through is if you crouch through. You crouch through and you find a little cave you can go into. Sometimes there's stuff blocking the way, like a painting or a vase, and next thing you know is you want to continue to hit them, explore, and try and break everything, because there could be something behind it. And I think this should take me to another checkpoint. This is the one. I think this is a good example right here. So in this portal right here, this portal continues to change. So based on what you're looking at, there's different secrets. That's the portal to go to the next area. I would jump through that portal and jump out. There's one I really want to show you, like this one. If you time it just right, you will fall directly into that portal, and you'll go into another secret area, which we got it first try. Let's go. When there will be item here, and then you can take it back. Oh, there's item right here, or hidden relic. You grab it, then you go back to your world. This game is just a pleasure to play, because there's so much to do and explore. And which just takes me to my last part, which is secrets. There's so many secrets in this game that the replayability is insane, because of the fact that when you finish your quest, like I said earlier, you finish the quest, you want to play it again, because of the fact that there's going to be things you miss, or you can answer a question differently, or kill an enemy that you didn't want to kill before, kill a boss a different way. That way it gives you different gear, different armors, all kind of things you can do in the game. So I highly recommend taking some time and investing in exploring the game. I would just say this: the next and final category of this experience I'm talking about, this game, is the boss battles. The boss battles are insane, absolutely heart pumping, incredible. And as you're seeing below, this fight was just regular, not even a big world. The big world bosses are good, but even the standard bosses are just action packed. They're in your face. There's some kind of mechanic you got to figure out. Because think about it, like, it's a shooting game. So if you just sat there and boom, boom, and shot every single enemy, I mean, how fun would that be? They have to have some kind of way to switch it up to keep you on your toes. There's going to be meteors going at you, or rod forming up, or enemies coming from all kind of different angles. It's just incredible. It's insane. I love what they did with this game, because the gameplay, the boss fights are just so rewarding. When you finally beat it, you're like, yes. And the bosses give you their specific item, which gives you the ability to get a boss weapon. And when you get that boss weapon, that weapon is just amazing. Matter of fact, this weapon I'm using and this weapon were both boss weapons, and this weapon I'm using is the best weapon in the game. I recommend it. You can actually get it in this level, which is pretty earlier in. So I think, so cons, what are my cons? My cons would be sometimes the bosses, they're super annoying. They're amazing, but they could be super annoying based on the circumstance of what's happening. I would say not finding your specific area you're trying to find, because it is random in terms of like areas you can find. I'm looking for a specific item or specific trait. I can't find it because I am re-rolling and it doesn't pop up for me. That could be one thing that could be annoying, but I won't say it's a con. It's just kind of built into how the game works. I just, from right now, I just don't have that many cons for the game. it's just good. I mean, the story is fine. I mean, I'm not playing the game for the story. The story's cool. People that want the lore, they're gonna get that. But for me, like, I just enjoy the gameplay loop so much that it keeps me coming back. And also the builds and all the different things you can do, the different weapons you can try out, skills, and also too, I didn't even talk about traits. Traits are you level up and you can have different abilities. You can kind of gear and build your character. You can respec if you change your mind. It's just so much. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been my review, my in progress, my gameplay experience with Remnant 2. I highly recommend checking it out. There's so many games this year that have been game of the year, but when it comes to gameplay, this is probably one of the best games of the year. Hands down so far. Final Fantasy 16 was amazing. The gameplay was great, but the real selling point of that game was the storytelling, which is amazing. This game, sure, the storytelling's not gonna be like Final Fantasy 16, but the gameplay is pretty damn amazing. So comment below what your experience has been. I didn't think this game would be as good as it is. I'm loving it. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up before you leave. My family, till next time, dear gamers, signing out.